What's up, everyone? Hope you're doing well today. I'm DudeFood and coming at you with our very first MLB The Show 21 video. Now, currently, we have got a lot of issues going on with servers and people not being able to play their games and actually finish missions and things like that. But we've had the game for a few days now, and before all that stuff happened on the actual release of the game, we had early access where I did get a chance to play basically nearly every mode that came out in this game. So with the experience that I did have playing the game, I wanted to drop you with some positivity and talk about the 5 things that SDS did get right in MLB The Show's Diamond Dynasty this year. Now on stream, I think we've played just about every mode except for the new franchise, so we've had a lot of fun with just about everything. But as someone who mostly focuses in Diamond Dynasty, and I've seen all the changes from Diamond Dynasty over the course of, at this point, 8 years, I really wanted to talk about the new things that they've added and some of the things that they've adjusted that I think are really, really good for the game, and especially for new players. If you're an existing player and have played Diamond Dynasty for a while, you've probably jumped through all these modes already and kind of have a feel for what's going on already. But even then, I want to throw a few tips in there in case you are an existing player for what I think are going to be the most useful ways to use some of the new stuff in the game. So let's start off with the very first, the biggest one that we have here is paralleling your cards. So let's throw on Brandon Lau here, and we see that I've already got him into Orange Parallel 2. And I do have him in my ranked lineup, but a lot of this came from a couple BR runs that I did, and it's not too hard to parallel your cards. So what is paralleling? It's like the next iteration of Prestiges that we saw in last year's game, where it was you have your base card and then you unlock your Prestige card. It's just those two things, and you get a +3 for every attribute on Prestige, and you get a brand new card. In this system, you got 5 levels. Every level adds another attribute point to every single attribute. And you can see that earn parallel XP, instead of trying to hit thresholds like you did last year, everything you do with a card is improving your parallel level. So everything that you do when you play a conquest game, by the way, offline helps this as well, unlike Prestiges last year, which is a big dub for a lot of people who actually just play offline, which is a significant portion of the community, which we may not realize as someone who is much more of an online player, we may not realize that. But this was a big dub for a lot of people, not only for people who just play offline, but for people who won't touch Diamond Dynasty because they feel like it's an online mode. Now they have the way to unlock their cards offline and literally never have to play a game online if they don't want to, and they have their experience ready to go. So because of that, for us who want to play online, when we play Conquest now and play those other offline modes, we're actually gaining parallel XP that will help us online. When we get to the end of the game and you're going from like 99 to a 99 plus, it probably won't be as big of a deal. But for now, with these live series cards, they are going to be a big deal, but you're not going to really see these in rank too much. You may see these Joey Gallo types for a little while. You may see an 88 go up to a 92 Joey Gallo, which is kind of a big deal. But the biggest deals come in Battle Royale when you're able to take your silver relief pitchers. You can take your Aroldis Chapman and you can boost them up to an 83 overall or something like that. You turn all your silvers into golds. Your silver rounds in BR will become gold rounds basically. And commons now become a little bit better. You get a little bit more control. You get a little bit more velo. Velo is going to be a big thing here, where if you're throwing 95 with a card, sometimes that doesn't cut it. Maybe you get up to a parallel level 5 and all of a sudden that card's throwing 97 or a 97 to a 99. Things like that are going to be really helpful in BR. In terms of like completing missions, that's what is happening on my timeline right now. People are just posting their parallels over and over again, and it's really cool to see not only how much you're able to do with this because it's every single card instead of a select few like last year. They are sellable after you finish them. You can do it in BR. And it's just a really cool way for them to reward people for just playing literally every single mode, I guess, except for Showdown and Play with Friends. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is the Team Affinity. Last year, Team Affinity was kind of one of the most hyped ways that they dropped content last year. They were really big drops, and we had 4 of them throughout the year. And the start of the year started off really hot with really good cards like Tatis, the Glaber, the shortstops that were in there, and a few other cards like Matt Olson. Loved those cards last year. They started off strong again, like I showed that Joey Gallo. There's plenty of good cards in this program, but they did it differently. Instead of every single team for your Team Affinity, we've got 42 packs with 5 different cards in them. And this may or may not look like an improvement. I think it is for a couple reasons. One is this one right here, this mission where you've got repeatable innings, online and offline. These ones, they get you 2 and they get you 5, depending on which one you're doing. But instead of having to do one particular team, you get 5 different teams that go all towards your program. I think this is the biggest, maybe possibly slept on. I don't know if anybody's talking about it, but this is probably the biggest upgrade that they've had for Team Affinity, because now when I go into an online game with a Mike Trout, I've got the Angels. Now I'm working towards Astros players, Rangers players, Mariners, and Athletics. All the other teams in that division I'm working towards just by using a Mike Trout card, which like I'm happy to use if I have it. Whereas in previous years, maybe I wouldn't be using like an Athletics card or something. So in terms of online innings, they weren't really working towards anything. Now, every time I play online, I'm actually working towards Team Affinity without having to really think about it. You know, maybe I don't have any of these 5 teams, but that means there's probably multiple cards from another team that's working towards an entire division. There's probably Team Affinities that we're going to finish. If you just play online and don't do these missions, you can probably finish Team Affinities just by playing online and tallying missions at this point. These programs are also backloaded, so after you get the first one at 60 points, to get all the rest of the 5, you only have to go to 150, which is less than 3 times that, where you would think that if you did, you know, if you got a packet every 60, you would have, what, 300 stars that you need to get, but it's actually half of that. So it's not too bad at all once you get that first pack. Showdown, of course, is back. And the rest of the ways that you do all of this, the conquest, I'm not sure if there was a conquest last year. March to October got boosted points, although there is a bug with it. So I would be careful getting points from March to October right now. Collections, exchanges. Exchanges are limited this year, so you have to really work on the missions in order to get these, rather than just grabbing a bunch of cards and then just exchanging, which a lot of people did last year, which was nice when you had a bunch of different teams, but it's not really necessary with the way that they've consolidated this year. So I think this is actually a big dub. I wasn't sure how to feel about it when they first talked about it, but I am really liking the way they did it now. Now, just like the improvements to Team Affinity, there were also improvements to the inning program. And like I said, those exchanges don't count towards the program as much anymore. Similarly here, collections don't help you with your programs anymore. The collections still help with your Team Affinity program, but not with the first inning program and the rest of the inning programs. So you got your 42 cards, but not your live series collection. So collecting this card isn't just getting the card, you have to actually do the missions to earn the card. So, you know, these are things that you actually have to earn a little bit. This one you can just purchase off the market. But for the most part, the vast majority of this now comes from doing the missions and all the other things like that. And when I say collections helping you with the program last year, the way they have collections now in here actually is the same as last year, but there's no more XP reward path, which was consolidated by first inning program. That's where a lot of the collections last year, if you did those, you'd get XP towards XP reward path. So the people that were really trying to grind, no money spent, they were kind of falling behind the people who were, you know, spending money, getting XP from the collections. And then those people were ahead of the people who were just grinding anyway. So it was a little bit redundant, and I like the fact that it's disconnected now. So because the first inning program and the rest of the inning programs are being consolidated and absorbing the XP reward path, they said they juiced these packs a lot. They juiced the rewards, which so far it looks that way for sure. And there's a lot of rewards going on in the back end here as well. Diamond Live Series, you'll see a lot of these kind of that would pop up in the XP reward path, and now showing up here. So that's really cool. Now, our fourth way that they improved Diamond Dynasty is through online modes and their cumulative rewards. Battle Royale and ranked seasons pretty much work the same way. They made some minor tweaks to these, but they've added the cumulative rewards just like they have for events that we've had for the last couple of years. That makes events a little bit more chill and a little bit more fun to play, just almost casually. Even though it is an online mode, you can kind of play events casually. That kind of gives you the opportunity to play BR and ranked seasons casually as well. And if you lose, you feel a little bit more okay about it. There have been some gameplay issues throughout the last few years, and it feels like every game needs to matter. If you get, you know, conned out of a BR run, or you're at 899 in ranked seasons and get a tough loss, then it feels like there was a lot of wasted time. But now that you get PXP, parallel XP, and you get these reward paths, it's a lot easier to feel okay about it. I do think it is a decent step back for the competitive scene, but I do think they're going to take a step forward with competitive in the next couple of years. The one thing I'll say about competitive play, for at least people who want to earn more rewards by being good at the game, I think this actually helps them too, because it puts a lot more people into the flow of the game. People who may not want to play Battle Royale otherwise because they know they can't go 12-0, but you can get your flawless reward pack, which means the people who are more often going to lose will be playing against people who are more often going to win. So those people who win more have a better chance of going flawless and things like that. So I think it's actually a win-win for both people who want to be rewarded for being good and people who just want to be rewarded for, you know, persevering and playing as many games as they can. And finally, just kind of a general topic here in Diamond Dynasty. Number 5, no money spent is still at a premium. MLB The Show compared to all the other games, unless you have a game like, I don't know, Apex Legends where you have no pay to win at all. Everything is just skins. I think Fortnite's probably like that too. Games like that where there are no ways to really pay to win. You can pay to win in MLB because you can buy better cards, but in no way, shape, or form do you have to feel like you need to do that. And if, again, they've taken another step forward with that this year, with all the different ways to do things offline and online both together, and everybody has a chance to go no money spent. Get your collection rewards for Chipper Jones, get even flawless and ranked seasons rewards this year, and you're still able to get multiple. So if you're better at the game, you're going to get them faster, you're going to get them for a higher sell price, you're going to get twice as many. So those are going to be helpful as well. But I feel like the people who only want to play offline have finally found a place where the gap between online and offline has closed significantly, and everybody can be happy with it. You don't have to buy packs. You don't have any exclusive cards in packs in terms of ones that you have to buy. And beyond Diamond Dynasty this year, with the ball player introduction and everything like that, the synergy between modes, the XP that you can get from playing franchise mode in March to October, jumping into Diamond Dynasty and helping you with that program, all those things together have really made a really nice synergy. Once all these little bugs and stuff, the servers issues go away, we're going to have a really nice experience in terms of weekly content, daily content, and just grinding for your team. And the cool thing about that, on top of this, the one last point that I'll make about the positivity here is that I mentioned that I don't really want to grind too much or really like focus on, okay, I need to do showdowns all day today in order for me to have a great ranked seasons team tomorrow. I can just play the game and eventually stuff will start coming to me. So I really appreciate that I can jump into any mode and not feel like I'm being super left behind. I think that's one thing that they've been kind of saying for the last couple of years, where you can play any mode that you want to, you'll get rewarded for it, and you won't feel like you have to do something else. Every time they said that the last couple of years, I didn't really feel like that rung true. I feel like that has finally changed, and I can play whatever mode I want to and not really feel like I'm being left behind. So in the comments, let me know if you agree, disagree. If you feel like there are other major positives that I didn't talk about this video, feel free to drop them below. If you feel like some of these were actually not as positive as you thought, feel free to let me know as well. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, drop a subscription if you haven't already. We do stream on Twitch Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and hopefully Sunday, 9 p.m. Central Time. And you may have seen a video, a TikTok on Barstool or Forbes about stacking cows in Stadium Creator. So if you want to see some more Stadium Creator nonsense, make sure to check out the Twitch as well. Cowabunga Coliseum in the Stadium Vault. If you would like to download and enjoy the Wall of Cows and the Tower of Cows, make sure to check it out. I will see you guys next time. Peace.